Hi sleepies, welcome back to my channel. So today I have some free time, surprisingly, after I got ready to go out, so I figured why not make a video for you guys. I've been on a roll lately, so I just want to keep it going. Today's video is going to be interesting facts about the ocean, so sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first fact is the ocean is home to nearly 95% of all life. With so much going on well below the surface, it's easy to forget that the oceans are teeming with life. In fact, 94% of life is aquatic. That means those of us who live on the land are part of a very, very small minority. And yes, I am well aware that a lot goes on beneath the surface now after last week. Noted. Okay, fact number 2. Coral produces its own sunscreen. Too much sunlight can damage the algae that live inside coral in shallow water. To protect the algae, which are a main source of sustenance for the corals flourish. This creates proteins that act as a sort of sunscreen for the algae. Fact number 3. There's enough gold in the ocean for us each to have 9 pounds of it. Wow, that's pretty generous. There's around 20 million tons of gold dispersed throughout the oceans. It is, however, diluted pretty much to a pulp. Its concentration is only a few parts per trillion. The ocean floor also has undissolved gold embedded in it, but it's not cost effective to mine it. However, if the ocean's gold were equally distributed among every person on Earth, we'd each receive 9 pounds of gold. Not sure what any of that meant, but I'll take it. Fact number 4. There's an ice sheet larger than the continental United States. Just 2 vestiges of ice remain from our planet's last ice age, the Greenland ice sheet and the Antarctic ice sheet. The latter of the two is staggering in size, clocking in at 5.4 million square miles. It's roughly the size of the continental United States and Mexico combined. This one's cute. Number 5. Sharks have their own underwater cafe. It turns out humans aren't the only creatures in need of a winter vacation. In 2002, scientists discovered an area in a remote part of the Pacific Ocean, partway between Baja California and Hawaii, where typically coastal great white sharks will migrate to in the winter. The scientists named the spot the White Shark Cafe, and some sharks hang around the area for months before heading back to the coast for warmer weather. Oh my goodness, it looks like I'm naked. I'm sorry, I'm not. I am wearing clothing, so I'm going to stand back here. Number 6. The planet's longest mountain range is underwater and is 10 times longer than the Andes. The longest mountain range above water is the Andes, which is about 4,300 miles long. The actual longest mountain range on Earth, however, is the mid-oceanic ridge, which snakes between all continents and clocks in at around 40,390 miles long. Fact number 7. The Pacific is wider than the moon. At its widest point, from Indonesia all the way to Colombia, the Pacific Ocean is wider than the moon by quite a lot. The expanse of ocean is 12,300 miles across, which is more than 5 times the diameter of the moon. Fact number 8. One iceberg could supply 1 million people with drinking water for 5 years. A large iceberg from Antarctica contains more than 20 billion gallons of water, which could conceivably supply 1 million people with drinking water for 5 years. But this piece of information isn't just a great way to illustrate how massive these icebergs are. A company in the United Arab Emirates is actually planning to begin towing icebergs from Antarctica to the coast for exactly this reason. The country receives, on average, just 4 inches of rainfall each year and is at risk of serious drought in the next 25 years, but may be able to solve the problem with the iceberg water solution. Fact number 9. Pressure at the bottom of the ocean would crush you like an ant. In the Mariana Trench, 35,802 feet below the surface, which includes the deepest point on the planet, the water pressure is 8 tons per square inch. If you made your way down there, it'd feel like you were holding up nearly 50 jumbo jets. I wonder how we would feel it if we would be dead. That's just how I think. Fact number 10. Water at the bottom of the ocean is incredibly hot. Interesting. In these deepest parts of the ocean, the water temperature may only be 2 degrees to 4 degrees Celsius, with the exception of water coming out of hydrothermal vents in the seafloor. The water released from these vents can be up to 400 degrees Celsius, 750 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the intense pressure at these depths, the same pressure that would crush you, that keeps the water from boiling. Fact number 11. The planet's biggest waterfall is in the ocean. The tallest waterfall you're going to see on land is Angel Falls in Venezuela, which has a drop of over 3,200 feet, but that's nothing compared to the Denmark Strait Cataract, which is an underwater waterfall in between Greenland and Iceland, formed by the temperature difference in the water on either side of the strait. When the cold water from the east hits the warmer water from the west, it flows underneath the warm water with a drop of 11,500 feet. The flow rate of the waterfall is more than 123 million cubic feet per second, which is 50,000 times that of Niagara Falls. That's so crazy that there's waterfalls underneath the ocean. I'm sorry. I'm just checking myself because this lighting is making me have like weird shadows on my face. Okay. Fact number 12. The loudest ocean sound came from an ice quake. In 1997, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration captured one of the loudest sounds ever recorded, which they named the bloop. The sound was loud enough to be picked up by sensors over 3,000 miles away. Originally, researchers noted that the nature of the sound made it seem like it came from an animal, although no known animal exists that is large enough to make that sound. After 15 years, the NOAA concluded that the noise came from an ice quake, which is when seismic activities cause a break in frozen ground. However, many people still question this conclusion, and the bloop is the source of many conspiracy theories to this day. You guys should let me know if you want me to do a conspiracy theories video. I think that would be interesting. Fact number 13. More people have been to the moon than to the Mariana Trench. What is the Mariana Trench? Let's find out. In human history, 12 people have set foot on the moon, but just 3 people have managed. Wait, is that how? When did this website come out? Has there only been 12 people that have set foot on the moon? I thought like so many more people have by now. I should check when this article came out, but anyway. But just 3 people have managed to make it to the Mariana Trench because of the extreme conditions there. Of those people, director James Cameron. Okay, but what is the Mariana Trench? Like, it didn't even explain that. Okay, number 14. Half of the United States exists below the ocean. According to the CBS News, more than half of the United States exists underwater. How, you ask? Simple. The borders of our country don't stop where the land ends. They expand 200 nautical miles away from the shore. 15. Oceans have lakes and rivers too. What? The ocean is an entirely separate world. There are trenches, mountains, volcanoes, and lakes and rivers. As seawater makes its way through layers of salt, it forms little depressions on the ocean floor. Because the water around these depressions contains more salt than normal seawater, it's denser and sinks into the depressions, creating little briny pools. There are a lot like the lakes we know, in that they have shorelines, and some of them even have waves. Fact number 16. The Mediterranean used to be dry. The Mediterranean used to be a dry basin until 5 million years ago, in which water from the Atlantic poured through the Strait of the Gibraltar and filled the basin. Theories around as to how this happened, but one catastrophic I'm sorry, you guys. As you can see, I have a little trouble pronouncing things at times. But one catastrophic, there we go, interpretation has the basin filling up in only 2 years, thanks to a massive torrent of water. Fact number 17. The ocean's canyons make the Grand Canyon seem small. Not to take anything away from the gorgeous Grand Canyon on Earth, but the Simchug Canyon, located in the Bering Sea, has a vertical relief of 8,520 feet, almost 2,500 feet deeper than the Grand Canyon. Fact number 18. Sea ice is drinkable. You can't drink sea water, but you can drink sea ice. However, you don't want to drink fresh sea ice, which still has little pockets of brine tapped in between ice crystals. As the ice ages, the brine drains out, and the ice becomes fresh enough. It can be melted and consumed. What? That's crazy. Okay, this next one is crazy. Fact number 19. There's an internet connection in the ocean. For the past few decades, submarine cables buried deep within the oceans have carried more than 97% of intercontinental data traffic, meaning that overseas communication is made possible by ocean-based cables. Alright, the last one I'm going to read. Fact number 20. Most of Earth's volcanic activity happens in the ocean. When it comes to volcanic activity, the oceans have the most going on by a wide margin. In fact, 90% of all volcanic activity on the planet happens in the ocean, and the largest known concentration of active volcanoes is in the South Pacific. It's an area no bigger than the size of New York, but it contains a whopping 1,100 133 volcanoes. Alright, you guys, that's all I have for today. I just wanted to do a quick little fun video for you all. And I hope you all have a lovely day or a lovely night's sleep whenever it is that you watch this video. God bless you.